Kenny Omega calls himself the cleaner. Well, maybe it's time he cleans up his own mess, as he claims to be the one who has broken Dave Meltzer's star rating system. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And Kenny Omega has had a little bit of a dig here at Dave Meltzer. I think he's a bit sad, he's a bit upset that his former boyfriend is now dishing out higher ratings to Will Ospreay than he does Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega has not taken it very well. So he's kind of downplayed Meltzer's system now. Meltzer himself replied, and we also had Kenny Miller there. We also had Kenny Omega having a little bit of a meltdown. Don't get me wrong, Kenny Miller had a meltdown today as well, but the less said about that the better. But yeah, Kenny Omega had a bit of a meltdown on Twitch over Will Ospreay and his comments. Will Ospreay the other day said he would never respect Kenny Omega. He's arrogant and he doesn't like him. He's a good wrestler, but essentially, fuck him. And I think Kenny Omega feels the same way about Ospreay.
Yeah, he does feel the same way about Ospreay. I mean, he went on to talk about how Ospreay, right, it claims to be the king of Japan, but Omega said if he went to Uganda, he could claim to be the king of Uganda based off his wrestling ability. Then he said about Ospreay only selling out in front of a building of 50 people. So I don't know if this is like shit talk for Omega or if he's trying to speak in character, but it's on his Twitch stream, so I'm going to assume it's shit talk.
Hold on, the guy's supposed to be in a fucking hospital bed. Like, I highly doubt he's in character. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh no, I get that, but so you think there's real beef here between Ospreay and Omega? Looks that way.
I would say so.
Why would you shoot the only guy that likes your wrestling and Uncle Dave? Old Dave. Big Dave.
So that's what Kenny Omega said. He said about Will Ospreay. He says, quote, I remember having that killer instinct, that mean streak, that ego, if you will. It's the same one that Ospreay has. He really struts around calling himself the best. I used to be that guy too. Well, actually, I was never that bad. I let other people call me the best. Ospreay just goes around parading himself, calling himself the best. I just can't stand that. I can't stand when people do that. I'm the best of the 21st century. I'm the best wrestler you've ever seen. That I've ever seen. I've seen myself. So go fuck yourself. He's pretty good, but he ain't me. He wasn't me, and he never will be me. End of quote. So there's Omega saying that Ospreay's alright, but he isn't shit compared to him. Also, Bryan Danielson came out today and says that Kenny Omega is the best wrestler, best Canadian wrestler of all time. Do we really value Bryan Danielson's opinion, though?
Bryan Danielson. No, I mean, Kenny Omega. I mean, there's worse than Kenny Omega, right?
I mean,
at least he's been in the mainstream, so to speak, with AEW. I say mainstream loosely. At least he's not just based in Japan.
I don't care about Danielson's opinion. The guy's a vegan after all, so he can shove a cucumber up his ass for all I care. I mean, fuck him. But anyway, Omega continued to speak about Ospreay. Like oh, that's true, especially if Dave Meltzer's saying it to him. Anyway, he went on to speak about Ospreay a bit more in matches. He says, quote, when you talk about matches, who remembers any of your fucking matches well? Nobody remembers them. Who's got the better matches against Okada? Who's got the better matches against Naito? Who's got the better matches against Ibushi, Goto, Tanahashi, freaking Yoshihashi? All these motherfuckers were talking about major players. The stuff that was bringing in the money. That was truly yours. That was me only, not you. It wasn't you. End of quote. Omega, I mean, he's just British. He's just rhymed off a bunch of 10 random Japanese names. These could be random Japs in the streets that he's just named off here, and we wouldn't know none of the wiser. But then he goes on to talk about how they're all major players and we're bringing in the money. What money?
What money?
What fucking money, man? Jesus Christ, some Japanese bingo hall, man, and maybe sold it like 100 seats, and Omega thinks that he's bringing in the money. What money, buddy? And then he went on to talk about Meltzer's ratings and how he's broke Meltzer's ratings, and that's the only reason, really, that Ospreay is getting higher ratings than him, because Meltzer essentially doesn't know what he's doing anymore. So Omega said the following about about Meltzer. He says, quote, he's jumped the fucking shark, so it doesn't count for much anymore. He has jumped the motherfucking shark. And guess who is to blame for that? Me. I'm the guy. I broke the scale. It fucked something up in his brain. where he doesn't even know what a good match is anymore. I think he just doesn't understand it anymore. He can't comprehend what's going on. End of quote. And you know what? I would actually agree with Omega here. I think ever since Meltzer started dishing out higher ratings than 5 stars, that's when all of his credibility just completely went out the window. I mean, not that he had much before, but he was always that kind of guy in wrestling where you're like, oh, Dave Meltzer, he's the guy that does the star ratings. But see now, I don't think of Dave Meltzer as the star ratings guy. I think of Dave Meltzer, the guy that, can't really string a sentence together. The guy that can't.
Well,
the guy that comprehends the English language probably worse than Scott Steiner. The guy that kisses AEW's ass. The guy that loves his New Japan tapes. That's what I think of when I think of Dave Meltzer. I don't necessarily think of, oh, there's Meltzer, the star rating guy, because I think once he started dishing out 5.25, 6.75, 5.75, 7.25, I think once if you're known for doing like movie reviews and you're like a legitimate, credible reviewer and people value your opinion and only the greatest movies of all time get a 10 out of 10 for you. See if you watch a movie, right, that isn't even that good and you go, oh, one of the best movies I've ever seen, an 11.25 out of 10, I think all your previous work goes down the drain.
No, absolutely, I would agree with that. But that's the problem, right? I've never took him serious, but he was...
Well, I take him less serious now.
Yes, that's the problem, though. And you can see why McMahon never took this guy serious. He's a guy rating fake fucking wrestling matches. That's what it is at the end of the day, man. It's cringe. Like, no, but it would be like someone ranking, like you said about movies and TV shows, but like someone ranking like the fist fights in movies and be like, oh, that's a 5-star match they had, fight they had.
I've never really ranked matches. I would say a wrestling match was great, or it was fantastic,
Yeah.
or it was like epic. I've never really.
Or you would compare them in an orderly sense, like from worst to best. We've done that a few times.
I would rank shows like an overall show and give a show out of 10, but I've never really did the whole match thing kind of deal.
No,
but I've no issue with anyway. If you want to do it, then fair enough. But I think once Meltzer went above 5 stars, then it was the beginning of the end. But don't worry, Meltzer fired back here. He believes that Kenny Omega's not taking a shot at him, and he thinks he's just simply in character. He believes that it's part of a feud, it's part of an angle that we're maybe going to see on AEW.
That's what I said.
Meltzer issued a response, and he says, quote, Omega and Ospreay are building a feud. It's part of the angle. End of quote. I mean, what angle could we possibly be talking about here? There is no angle. Omega and Ospreay have been sending this ship away from AEW. They're both supposed to be faces right now. They're both bitching at each other. I mean, where's the feud in that? Where's the angle in that? Omega has made a legitimate claim here about Meltzer's rating systems. It's not far-fetched. I think he's speaking the truth here, so I don't see where the angle is.
Is it not funny, though, how, like, AEW is actually... If he hints that means they're including Dave Meltzer in a feud. The basis of this feud is the fact that Dave Meltzer gave Kenny Omega 5 stars and beyond.
Oh, so was Triple H was Ospreay calling it Triple H? Is that part of a feud that he's going to have in 10 years' time when he goes to NXT?
It just isn't serious, man. It's fucking garbage. Imagine Austin coming back after get run over. I don't want to find out who ran me over. I need to find that prick who's been getting the same level star rating matches as me for that guy.
Hey Dave, I can't believe you gave him 2.5 stars more than me, Dave.
I did it for the Meltzer. I did on
alright, Rikishi. So yeah, there you go. I mean, to claim that this is going to be part of a feud, I mean, I don't believe that whatsoever.
Meltdown for Meltzer.
But yeah, who knows? Ospreay, Omega have a match. Who knows how many stars it's going to get?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Haha, 1 million. Aurora Borealis. That's how many it could get. But here, I don't care about it. Kenny Omega, I mean, he has to go under surgery. He's talking about they're planting seeds for a feud. He has to go under major surgery here to, like, refer whatever stomach condition he's got. He's going to be out for, like, 6 months.
Also, if this is part of a feud, why would Meltzer fucking say that and completely ruin the whole thing? Doesn't make any sense.
You say ruin the whole thing, but was he in on it? I would imply that he's in on it. But he's probably just guessing it's part of a feud.
Well, I mean...
But if Meltzer knew, you're right, why would he tweet about it?
Well, I think that's pish for him.
Either way, I think either. Fuck it.
So Meltzer just got. No, wait, all the beef's fake, man. It's just they're just doing this to set up a potential match at next year's Double or Nothing. Doesn't make any sense.
No, it's. I mean, we always talk about could these guys? Imagine Omega though went to WWE and he's feuding with Cody Rhodes and it's like, he gave you and AJ a 5-star match 3 years ago. Fuck off, man. What? How are people supposed to care about that? See the people in the audience. Why are they going to care about what some fucking guy in his mother's basement rates matches? No wonder AEW can't get viewership.
In fairness, though, when they brought Kenny Omega back a few weeks ago, Justin Roberts did announce him as one of the only. Many dream of it, but only few have achieved it. The amazing 7-star rating from Dave Meltzer.
And what match was that?
I don't know.
No, but see, that's what I don't get, right? I always hear about these matches in Japan, but like, who talks about them fondly? No one.
Japanese people.
Japanese people, but I mean, come on. Look at them in iconic moments in wrestling that are remembered like decades, half a century on in some cases.
I'd rather listen to a Nakamura promo than watch any Japanese match. Anyway, that's it, guys. Dave Meltzer, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. They'll fucking suck if you ask me.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, till next time. Peace.